handsome group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for bringing us here to lovely Ohio. Do we have any Ohioans? Is that how you say Ohioans? So if I was to do something like O-H! That works.
Wow. How did you know that,
You
Jude?
gotta read the local paper, pal.
Well, the whole reading thing just escaped me.
I have a friend at home that's she's a native Ohioan, and so that was the one thing she said. Well, listen, I can give you one tip. It's just yell out OH.
It's funny that there was only 25% of you from Ohio and 100% over
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. You?
Well, I will say that this guy is currently working, unlike a lot of others here.
Well, someone's about to go to work.
That's true. But he, what time did you finish up? Like 4:30 a.m. Friday night?
4:30 a.m. and then to get to the airport took me 2 hours. Came straight here. And then I get to do it all again tonight.
To get start tomorrow, like what?
I gotta get up. I got a 4:30 wake up. So I gotta be there at like 6. Thank you. You're welcome.
It ain't all sunglasses and red carpets, is it?
No.
No.
Not even close.
It made you work.
We should talk about your new show.
Should we?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, we know Amazon,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
We know that you're a badass in it.
Well, I think that's to be seen. I'll try.
It's written as such.
Right. Whether I pull that off is.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, it's.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's something. Thank you. I think he's got a really good team. Derek Haas is the writer creator of it. He's from the Dick Wolf family.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did all their Chicago shows.
They're not very successful at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So this is exciting for him too, because he's kind of. I was saying in my meet and greet yesterday, Kripke was a network guy for many years, Supernatural and Timeless Revolution, and then he got the Amazon gig, and it was like Kripke
spread the wings.
Yeah. Kripke at large. And so I feel like Derek's got a bit of that happening to him, where he's like, all right, the network gloves are off.
I can say and do whatever.
That's
I
it.
want.
We can get crazy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So yeah, I'm excited about that, and we've got season 4 of The Boys dropping.
Will we see you in season 4 of The Boys?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
I know we'll see you.
Every day at work, they're like, is Jensen coming? That's the whole crew, by the way. Everything's a secret. It's great seeing you, Jeff, but where's Jensen?
Yeah.
It's in my suitcase.
I have him. I travel back.
Soldier Boy.
It's like a transformer.
Just a cod piece first.
I told that story. I'm like literally, I had to fly to LA when we were getting Soldier Boy, put together, and those suits are they're like pieces of art, like they're works of art. This LJ, who's the super suit designer. That's a job. Yes, that is a job, and a lucrative one. I had to fly out to LA like 6 different times for the fittings, because they're making it to my body, and I forget which time. It was maybe the second or third time. He ended up just randomly texting me, and he said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm actually at my Soldier Boy fitting right now in LA." And he's like, "How big's the cod piece? I need a picture." And it was like a whole conversation.
I believe I got a picture of a cod piece.
Yeah, that's, it's the little things, or the big things. That's,
Oh, wait!
Oh my gosh. All right, we should probably get some questions here before, let's go right here in the front row.
You in the beautiful dress, yeah.
No, she's waiting for the mic. Here we go, we got you.
Oh, wait for the mic.
So we can all hear.
3 feet away. I got it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I wrote this one down. So John is one of my favorite characters in the show. And even though he died pretty early on in the series, I always felt like the ghost of John Winchester was kind of one of the most influential things in the show. And my biggest what if is what would have happened if John had stuck around long enough to see his sons grow up. So I'm curious to know what you think, how Dean would have developed if he had come into his own man while his father was still alive. And then, Jeff, how John would have changed if he had seen his sons grow up and kind of become more independent of his influence and his direction.
You're asking a real question.
Started off with a banger.
You see, we're up here talking about cod pieces. Boom!
Sorry, it came to me in the shower yesterday.
So did the cod piece.
I can tell you one thing, if John had stuck around as the series progressed, Sam would have been in the back seat. Well, who would have been driving?
Yeah. And
Would you have let Dean drive, or would John be like, listen?
Yeah, I mean, are
Listen,
we talking
son.
about Jeff or John?
Yeah, I know.
John, no, man. Shotgun, you can ride shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun.
That's, by the way,
hand
the
me
first thing
music.
I thought of was the car. In this question, I'm like thinking the car.
I know,
Immediately. I know, you want to go deeper.
Honestly, I feel like it would have taken on a little bit of the life imitating art in the fact that, Jeff and Jared and myself get along probably more like brothers than like, father-son dynamic. And I think as we would have gotten older, John probably would have taken less of a father figure role and been more of a brother in arms.
Yeah, it would have been more.
I feel like, because, still have Bobby.
Probably would have been
Be like, listen, Uncle Bobby would have told you to shut up. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you be your own man. But that's my John at Winchester, by the way.
That's dead on.
Channing.
Bobby.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been a separate dynamic. I think the dynamic kind of would have blended and been more of a unifying situation. But it would have been cool to see maybe some of those father moments come out as the brothers were battling with whatever they were dealing with. It would have been nice, but I think for the most part, like what Bobby represented was what the boys needed at that point. And then we saw, like, as they got older and more established in that world, that Bobby became more of a friend and an adversary, or not an adversary, but an ally to them. I think John would have been in a similar situation.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are, adults. You were adults
Right.
rather quickly. But also, I think John missed so much of that early life that I don't know that he knows how to be overly fatherly. So I think that transition and being more friends and kind of accomplices, that's more of the natural progression. I don't think it would have been too daddish. Which would have been fun as hell to play, by the way. It would have, we would have had a blast. Damn it, great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Your choice.
Crazy one. Yeah, this one, she's like, ooh. Yes. You had the most enthusiastic way. You're crazy.
The paper from the cloud?
Yeah. The TV show The Cloud.
McLeod.
You know what? I had a buddy of mine who's no longer with us, but he called me one day and he's like, "Dude, remake McLeod." So y'all had the same idea, yeah.
Were you around for McLeod? I don't think I was around, but it was
the 70s deal. It was cool.
That's it. There's a lot of those kind of like 70s, 80s shows and characters and stuff that are getting kicked around right now. I actually just had a meeting a week or two ago about an old 80s series that people are talking about bringing. I'll tell you later. What's that? That I'm not in shape?
Coming from Misha, that's right.
Look, I am a shape, okay? In shape? To be seen.
Nice shape.
Yes, back there. That's you, yep.
Why is Misha talking about your shape?
Because Misha talks shit, man. That's Misha. He's taking out his aggression.
Jensen let himself go?
And he said not to tell you.
But it said not to tell me? Listen, I know I let myself go, it's fine.
I was wondering if you could describe your first convention compared to now. How you
My very first convention was Las Vegas with you.
That's right.
And it was the first convention I'd ever done, and it was overwhelming. That was a massive.
Those are big, the Vegas ones were always big.
Yeah, it was massive, but I loved it. And it just kind of, look, I think the opportunity to come and meet y'all, because we wouldn't be standing up here if it weren't for y'all liking the stuff that we do and being fans. And I think it's really important that we're able to, and we love it, being able to interact and meet you and talk to you. It's awesome, and I think the opportunity to do that is pretty special, and it reminds us of what we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
Because we do get lost at work, and it's not red carpet.
I think he said to me at that Vegas one after we went out, did the big room with the full crowd. I think he came to Jared and I. You're like, "What have you guys done? what have you created here?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
I had no idea.
My first kind of con experience with Supernatural was it was in the UK, and it was like there were multiple shows kind of represented, actors from different shows, and it's actually the first time Justin Hartley and I did a con together. But I remember thinking, well, it was like the first year, the show had only been on for one season, and these other shows, it was like Angel and Buffy and Smallville, and so they were represented. I was like, well, they're going to get much more of a crowd reaction than our little show that just started. And I remember it being like just the opposite. Like, it was huge, and then that's when it shifted, and they were like, oh, we'll just do a Supernatural one off of the fan reaction, and so that's kind of what launched it from at that point. And I just remember being like, well, these are kind of cool. We could do these a couple of years before they start getting tired of us. Maybe get a couple of years of these shows, and here we are, almost 20 years later. Still talking about a show we all love.
My social media feed is all pictures of Jensen. And I'm like, where is he now? And it's like, it's still going. It's crazy.
So thank you guys, because you guys have kept this not only alive, but it's grown into something that I think we're all proud of. So. This is a hard one to ignore right there.
Subtle. Idjit. Her shirt says Idjit.
Yes, it does.
I like it.
Hi, my name's Tess. Nice to meet you guys again. First off, Jeffrey, my best friend, watched you in Grey's Anatomy. She was a late bloomer in Grey's. And literally 6 hours later, she had to watch you beat the crap out of Glenn. So it was like a 180.
Flip it.
So she was not okay for about 48 hours. And Jensen, I have a question for you. Can you do the Scooby-Doo line?
Which one?
Well, at the end where you go Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Please.
Listen, it's not even noon yet. You're asking me to perform.
Please.
Okay, fine. How does it, you gotta hear it. Okay.
Look for them cheer.
Yep. Dance, monkey, dance! Oh my gosh. Back row. Yep.
This is my favorite part. This is everybody like, who, me? Who? What?
Thank you for calling me. I apologize in advance. It's going to be a little sad, but it's also uplifting for me. I wanted to share with you, I've been watching since season 1, episode 1. And it took me 13 years to get my mom to finally watch the show with me. So she was binging it, and then sadly she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And she was desperately trying to get to the end of the show before she got too sick. Sadly, she got really sick towards the end. Last 5 episodes of the show or so, she wasn't able to focus on the TV to watch. So I would describe the show to her every day. And we got through to the end, and I explained everything, and we talked it out. And then we thought she had longer than she did, but it turned out to be the last night that I was with her. And I leaned over at the hospital, and I kissed her goodnight. I told her I love her. And this sounds stranger than fiction, but she said, I love you. And her actual last words were, I'll tell Dean hello.